I'll show you the cable we got. We're going to look at it in a few minutes. They did a good job on the packaging. It came all the way from Florida. I'll tell you where to get it from. Go look it up on eBay. It's called JSC Wire 55-foot RG213U. Well, I had to got this. If UDX268 wants to donate 100-foot RG213, let me know. I'll keep it for a backup in case the next thing, but I don't mind you guys donating me some RG213 coax. So that was a good price. It does a good, but my adapter connectors are coming this week. It's gonna fit this, and I got the heat shrink wrap. I'm supposed to get it real soon, but I'll show you some sample of the heat shrink wrap I have here. It will fit on this. So this is a good one. We'll show you the wire. I had to cut this off because it was right here, and I cut it off right here because I thought it would look like this bad end, like it bends and stuff. We'll keep this for a sample wire. We could use it for something like that. I had to cut it off because you guys know that reason I had to did that. Because you know how that bad end looks like the little lump? That's what I was worried about. So sometimes you have to cut off the end like that. So I made a perfect cut. And you can see the wire inside of it. I know you guys can see it. And I'll show you what it looks like for samples of this. It's real copper, guys. That's what I heard about LM400s. They're not real copper. You can't mix an RG213 with a LM400. You can't. You can do it with an RG58, no problems, and all the other ones. So yeah, it's pretty nice and it's flexible. The Alpha is actually like a different kind of coax. It feels kind of grill. It's almost the same exact thing, but maybe it's just the way they designed it. It feels like a grill type coax because it's got the thing, and it feels kind of different like this one. This is nice. It's got that nice one. This is the one they sell at Ham Radio Outlet, and they probably got it for Florida because there's actually locations you can get this coax. JSC Wire actually sells it from Ham Radio Outlet, and there are locations in the United States you can find. My closest one to Atlanta, but there's some in Arizona. There's in Florida. You go to Ham Radio Outlet, you'll find this wire. It's the same model as this one, and that's what it looks like. And I don't know if it's made in the United States. I think it's made in the USA. If it's made in the USA, it's good. But the other, yeah, it's got that kind of grill effect. But the one I got, the RG213 on my coax on my beam antenna, and the one on my Mako 5000, it's made from Puerto Rico. That's where it's from. It looks pretty good shape, so it doesn't look like it's in bad shape at all. The coax is gonna be good, and it doesn't matter if we get this kind of coax either way. When I cut it off either way, I had to slice this open with a blade. What I did with those, with the Ralph knife and the one with the pliers, I had to cut it off with. So I did with the Ralph knife the skid around like this, and that's how I got to cut off. It comes off pretty easy with a Ralph knife. You could use a Ralph knife, and they did a fantastic job. It's probably 54 foot, 55 foot. That's what I need. If you want to donate some more coax to my channel, RG213s, let me know, or any other things. Let me know, guys. And we're going to flow it right here when we get some time this week, because I'll have to wait for the adapters. The adapters will come in probably by during the weekend, but it's, and they're coming from California. Then I got the coax that will come during next week. So that's the RG58, it's the one that broke off that coax here. But the good thing, I'll show you the coax we're going to be using, but it's the white containers you get at Harbor Freight. I'm supposed to get sometime today. I hope my mother gets the right item. I'm going to be using this kind of heat shrink wrap that goes on the adapter. I hope I get some large ones. That's the one I use on my serial beam. You guys know that. So what we have to do, when we get the connector soldered, before you do that, you have to put this coax on it. But the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to put the coax for the outside, but I will put heat shrink wrap. I don't have to duct tape this one. This one, I have to do a double shrink to do it. So what I need to do, this is the one that's going to go outside, and we'll have to make this to fit that connector. Hope we get a larger thing like this, but it doesn't matter. It goes on the end of that part of the thing here. As long as you seal it from water, you put one of these heat shrink wraps, you duct tape it once, then you put a second heat shrink wrap on it. That's how you do it. I think that's how we did it the last time, because I actually had a heat shrink wrap on it, and I think I did a second heat shrink wrap so to keep the water really sealed. Then you throw the coax seal on top of each other. Then you throw the duct tape last on it, because there's coax seal. But I'm supposed to get the coax seal sometime during next week, because I ordered some the other day, and I think this is a different heat shrink wrap. This looks a little bigger. This looks a little bigger I have in my hand. This is the kind of stuff will fit it. That's the kind of heat shrink wrap I need, something like this. And that's the kind of size I'm looking for. It'll fit. It doesn't look like the same size. That's the large one. They look almost very kind of similar. That's the kind of size I need, something that large. But I hope I get a large heat shrink wrap. It'll do it. But it's very nice. It feels good. This is a little sample of it, so I cut it off so you guys want to look at it. Then we actually show you on the live stream what kind of coax we're using. Well, you could use this as a jumper wire for something like that, but I'm going to throw this out so we keep it for a spare. And maybe we'll just show on display RG213 coax. So maybe we'll show on a previous video. It looks almost the same as the alpha coax. Same exact thing I did on the solder. And what you got to do is solder this. But there's a guy on the video. I had put in a while back my RG213 from last year. He must have took the video down. The way he did it, this guy in England over the UK or Australia, he said do it the right way. You just do the connectors, put them together, and then solder it. But before you do that, you have to put the ground braid down here to go all the way down this coax. Then when you put your connector on, when you solder it, you put the braid around here, go all the way up to this way. Then when you put it out there, then you have to cut around with a blade to circle it around each time to cut the edges off when you have that thing soldered. Then you remove it. Then you put your heat shrink wrap on it last. And that's how you do it. And usually that works with the heat shrink wrap. So that's what you do when you do. Because the ground could still be inside of it, I think it is. But when you put the ground down here, it'll give you a lot of room in it. Then you make the put the ground this way until that's the copper stuff. The ground, the glacier wire like this. I'll show you the ground wire is right here. This little gold things right here on the edges. That's how it works. When you perk it up, when you have the silver connector on it, you spin around when you cut it with the blade and get all the pieces out of there. Then have your heat shrink wrap down here, go up to the top of the connector and solder the crap out of it, because then you'll be okay. You don't have to cramp it, one of these things. You don't have to cramp the tool. It will do like something you it screws in. Then use some pliers to tighten up first before you do. Use some wrenches to tighten up before you do the soldering on it. That's how it works. So you can tighten the connectors. So it's going to be some kind of project I'll be doing this week. So I finally got some coax, but if Andy has me some long coax in this, let me know. If UDX268 wants to donate some 100-foot RG213, this is 50 foot, it'll still do okay for me, because it's like 42 feet inside from the connector out to the tree where it's at. You guys seen it. It'll be right here, but and I got these little these things will fit the RG213. I haven't tried that yet. We'll show what it looks like right now. This will be, where's the sample connector? So we'll do that, see what it looks like. It should be okay. It should be able to not pull it out, but it's perfect. It means you put two things inside of it. But you can fit two RG213s on. I did not know. So yeah, you can fit other stuff, but you can put a rotor wire through if you want. If you want to put a rotor wire on that, that'd be awesome. But you can always upgrade that later with the rotor wire. But it'll still do good. It'll loosen up. You can put an RG58 through it too if you want. But you got to keep the connectors separate from the coaxes. So this should be okay. And after 10 years, I'll have to remove this and take this thing out. So that will keep the thing from falling on that roof you see above the ceiling. That will solve a lot of my problems. But I have a bunch of these and how to attach it to the roof, I don't know. I'll have to see. Because it's going to be 100 degree heat in the next 2 days by this week. I think the end of this week by Wednesday, I think Wednesday will be like 99 degrees in the Knoxville area. And that's what they're talking about. We're going to be having a heat wave at the hottest part of the temperature this year. So yeah. So far it's like 80 degrees on the porch right now. It's about, that's right, 88 degrees. So I won't let you guys know. My dad made it out of the surgery. yesterday. So he has shingles right now from the antibiotics that got him in the hospital during yesterday. So they removed the thing out of him, the kidney stone, and I think he's doing better today, but my mom's at the hospital right now, and that's what's going on with him. And he's probably be home there by the end of this week or next week, who knows. And what I'll do, I'll probably have to wear gloves for a while until the shingles go away on him. It'll go away because either way like that. And that's the only thing he has from after he did all that surgery effect either way. And that's what I'm saying. I hope you guys wish me luck either way, but I'll tell you, we'll be on the radio soon once we get this thing soldered, because I had the solder stuff for it. I'm going to use that then one of my other solder. I don't have a lot of great solder iron things. I had that blue solder iron one that has the blue the LED display. It should be able to work with this. I have solder for this. That's why I keep them some spares. But this is a good coax. It's pretty nice. It's called JSC Wire. Look it up, guys. Go look up JSC Wire. Go on the GM Electronics website, Maxim Marine Electronics website. Go look it up. I actually bought this off of Fleabay, but you guys know it came from all that foam farming stuff I did, and that's how I got the Robin. But I'm telling you, if UDX268 wants to donate this kind of coax to me, let me know. You can send it in the mail anytime you want. If it has to be 100 foot, and if I have that 100 foot, the next time in 10 years, I will actually change out that coax, the full length for the beam antenna. That's all you have to do. And I think everybody should have a spare coax in case something goes down again. Especially my Mako 5000, the same thing. I have to change out every 10 for the 10 years on that. It only's got an RG58 on it and a 213 on the Mako 5000 antenna. And the RG58 runs right through my house here. You guys seen it. And it's the one with the antenna connector. I don't have no switches on it because the only thing I have is mostly going to change when thunderstorms come. I'll be able to hook this up like this. We'll say, what's example, when we're going to hook it up like this. It'll be like, we're going to show you in a minute. This is how, when it comes in the house, it's going to be right above here. It's going to do good because this coax will give a little weight on it, but it's very light. It's very nice. This coax is very nice and lightweight. It's not heavy like the other one. The other one's much heavier than this. And it'll be like this, and the connector might circle around either way, but I don't know. It'll still do okay, but I think it'll flex down to the bottom. It'll just go like this when it connects to that. It'll be fine. Worry about, the only thing I have to do is not to run this during at the same time when I transmit with the RG58 with the Mako 5000. That's the Mako 5000 right here. You've seen that cord right there. And I lay it over here. I leave it disconnected during thunderstorms. That's why I don't want any lightning hit it. So that's why I leave it right here. I leave it disconnected all times. Same thing with this thing will do, but it's going to do very good once you get it from above here. I'll be able to have to line this up, but at least I found these adapter things. They used to be my dad's, and I bought some back 3 years ago. So let's say this will hook up. That's all we have to do. Then I have to disconnect it every time when I do this, when a thunderstorm happens. Not this. This connects to the amplifier. One connects to the amplifier, and one's just a non-connected to something. This is connected to the antenna tuner, and the other thing connects to the amplifier, and the other part from the amplifier connects to the radio. That's what it is. And that's the only thing it does. This is the main line, will be disconnected all times when during thunderstorms. Too bad I don't have one of those adapter things that pulls it out, but it'll be fine. And we'll have our tuner. We'll have to look at the RG213 what it's going to look like on the tuner when we get it going. So it's a beautiful coax, but it's flexible. But the one with the alpha is a little bit better quality, but this is pretty decent quality. And it looks like it's waterproof too. It doesn't have the silicone in it. That's why I didn't got it. And it comes with no silicone. But this mostly is going to run halfway outside to the tree out there you guys see. But you guys see it right there with that bag thing in the background. Way in the distance. That thing right out there is where it's going to connect here to either way. Where it connects there. I have to check everything. I kept the water out of it. It's got duct tape in it. It's got coax seal inside the bag. Inside the connector with the barrel connector. Right there. You guys see it. It's still not, it doesn't look like it's been pulled out of the cord right there. It's still holding in. We have to unravel all that duct tape to look inside of it. To retape it again. To make sure everything's good. But that's the only thing we have to do with this guy. and connect this thing to it. You guys see that? And it'll be right connected up here like that. I'll show you the sample. It'll be connected to right up to the door up here like this. You guys see that? So our beam antenna, you can see it out there. I'll give you a good glimpse of the beam in the window. So what happened yesterday with my deer, and I'll tell you guys, you can see it up there. There it is. I can't see it right now. I don't have the brightness on, but let me see. You guys can see it out there. The beam antenna is up there in the thing. You guys can see it right between the tree. I actually see it from this window when I see it. It looks different from my camera, but we can see the beam where it's at. It looks like it's got some good tree protection here right now. So the tree is still here, guys. You can see it. So we're looking through the window. That's where that tree branch hit down there. You guys see what happened. So I had to roll those logs a couple days ago. The chickens are good. We can actually see a good glimpse. That's my 102-inch antenna. I was going to get that thing working. That was an antenna made by the one I designed from Mower Junk. I looked on the internet. And I have to get this thing cut off the tree when I get some time. But this is the beam antenna, the serial. I can see it outside. Before I couldn't see it through the tree that too well. But that's when it took some clear. But we still got a lot of protection on the trees up there. It's about 22 feet off the ground. I think it's like 22 feet or 21 feet, but it's about 22 feet off the ground, I think it is. And I think it's 23 feet. Yeah, probably could be 23 feet. That's probably what I'm saying in a lot of my videos. I don't know. But this is great. She's still holding down here. And I can still see it. And that coax you see attached, that's an RG213 Alpha. And they still sell them from Puerto Rico, but they ran out of 50 foot of it. And they still have LM400. So it looks almost the same as this guy here. Let me show you a sample. Looks almost just like this guy here. And what we're seeing in the window, what you see in the window, that's the RG213. It's connected to the roof, to the antenna up there. And it's running down to the Alpha Delta. Either way. But yeah, but it's run down to this area here. You guys see that. The Alpha Delta is right down there. You guys can't see it. It's a little black box. And it connects with the RG58 up here. It goes all the way up here. And we're great. So we got that nice coax. So I hope you guys enjoy it. UDX362 over East Tennessee. We'll catch y'all guys later. We'll bring out some more videos soon. And I gotta wait for the adapter connectors to come in the mail. And once I do that, I'll be able to solder that with the heat shrink wrap. Then I'll get the coax wrap sometime during this week. Because I already got some coming in the mail soon. So finally, this thing arrived safe. If you guys want to donate some stuff like this to me, RG213s, let me know. If Andy's still trying to send me some, that'd be great. And I'll be able to keep it as a spare until I change out this coax in 10 years and stuff like that. Then I'll be ready to go on all DX either way. I promise I will keep the coax taken care of, very good. This thing feels good in my hands. It's very nice. It's kind of flexible, but it'll be alright. And it's very good. But the Alpha, you should get that kind of coax. It's like a rough kind of coax. It's like, it doesn't feel silky. This is very smooth. This is pretty kind of waterproof. It does not have silicone in it, but it feels very waterproof the way it is. The other one's waterproof too. But I'll check you guys later. UDX362 over Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll bring up more videos soon.